hate me, don't you?
Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you?
Definitely still with the lawsuit of suing Warner Brothers for $500 M, but definitely Griselda, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, and the West Side Gun have definitely kicked that dough in. You know what I'm saying? He put Buffalo wrapping up the Dope Boy phones in the wrapper, putting the sticker on it, and then he took a picture, and that picture is the cover art. Whereas they combine the shit, oh, they dating each other, let's combine their names type shit. You know, people be motherfucking bored. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's going on? What's happening? What is going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Episode 237 today. You know what I'm saying? 237 on this fine Thursday. It's May 1st. You know what I mean? 129 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? 129, episode 237. You know what I'm saying? It is 129 in the afternoon on this May 1st on this fine Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody doing cool on this Thursday. You know what I mean? It's the pre-weekend before the weekend. You know what I'm saying? We almost there, almost to that Friday, almost to that weekend, almost to that good Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Hope all y'all is doing cool. You feel me? Hope y'all doing cool. We are almost to that weekend point. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all enjoyed yesterday's episode, though. Episode 236. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all enjoyed that. You feel me? Episode 236. You feel me? Yesterday we talked about the new Diddy case, the new shit that's being ruled in his Diddy case. Now he wants Cassie's lawyer to have a gag order, want him to shut the fuck up for some reason. You know what I'm saying? We also talked about how they're gonna be looking at that video, gonna be admissible in the courtroom. Judge and jurors and shit gonna be able to analyze that shit and break it all down. We also touched on Lil Durk, how his family fighting for justice, wanting to get him freed, saying that they ain't got no type of sufficient evidence to be holding him in jail. So they want Lil Durk free. He posted something on his TikTok or Instagram account with some words for the people. We also touched on Fat Joe, how he's suing his hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, calling him a PDF after he claimed that he wrote some of Fat Joe's hits and wanted money for it. Fat Joe denied, so then he went on to call him PDF and say he be trafficking in some more shit. So Fat Joe is suing that nigga. Touched on that. We also touched on Beyonce concert and the VIP section, how somebody's grandma and auntie got to pushing and shoving each other and shit. Grown ass women. These wasn't 20-year-old women. As you seen in the video yesterday, these were older women, definitely look in their 40s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is about Beyonce that had them shoving and throwing hands, but goddamn it, they was feeling it and was shoving and throwing hands. But yeah, that was episode 236. You know what I mean? 237 is today. You know what I'm saying? Episode 237. You know what I'm saying? Today we're going to be touching on how Chris Brown is going to be suing Warner Brothers. I touched on this a little bit ago. I think last year, a little bit sometime, how it came out and he was suing Warner Brothers for 500 M's for defamation of character about that documentary that Warner Brothers is putting out called History of Violence. We're also going to touch on Benny the Butcher, announced a surprise album dropping tomorrow. We're going to touch on that. Quavo also unveils some new shit that he got coming with Takeoff. We're going to touch on that. And also who Ice Spice is out here dating. We're going to touch on that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to be going over today for episode 237. You know what I mean? Episode 237. That's everything that we're going to be touching on today. So if you new here, you just hit that subscribe button. Let's say you just hit that subscribe button yesterday, and today is your first episode. This is a little brief breakdown of what we do on this channel. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over headlines, news, you know what I mean? Shit that went viral, all kind of headlines that went viral. Shit that you done seen go viral that might have happened when you opened up your YouTube or Google or social media, Facebook or Twitter, you know what I'm saying, whatever may have been trending at the time, I'm probably touching on that shit right here on Kons Podcast, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, you know what I mean? That's what we do on here, daily news updates and shit like that, the hood news, you know what I'm saying? I like to call it the Kons Podcast Hood News, you know what I mean? KPHN is something I brought about last year or so, 2 years ago or something like that. I brought that about, and I've been, you know what I'm saying, sticking with it ever since. You feel me? I used to have certain little episodes where I would do the news, but other than that, I would talk about other shit. But now, you know what I'm saying, I found my little niche, and it's these news updates and shit like that, talking about the wild ass shit that these celebrities be doing. You feel me? But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? This is episode 237, is what we gonna be getting in today. You know what I mean? As I went down the list, showed y'all what we gonna be talking about today. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you that watched the credits on my last episode, you feel me? Definitely had to give a little tribute to Pops. You know what I'm saying? As yesterday marked 3 years since, as a lot of people say, been called home. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my motherfucking Pops, though. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to you if you stuck around and got to them credits and seen the tribute to my Pops. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all who stuck around that long and watched my video all the way up to the end. Salute you for that. You know what I mean? Scroll up the screen one time for you. You know what I'm saying? Saluting you. You feel me? For watching it all the way to the end. Appreciate the watch hour accumulation. But yeah, though, you know what I mean? Without further ado, without no more banter, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump right into it. So Chris Brown, you know what I mean? Chris Brown is definitely still with the lawsuit of suing Warner Brothers for 500 M's. You know what I mean? This shit just recently came back up because Warner Brothers had something to fire back about what he said. You know what I mean? He's saying that he's suing them. He's saying that they are reporting false shit on this documentary they dropped called Chris Brown, A History of Violence. You know what I'm saying? He said that they are putting false shit, even shit that's already been debunked and shit that's been proven that ain't real, that ain't true. They still are putting it in this documentary. So he's suing them for defamation of character, saying that they putting out a light out there that should not be shined on him, calling him a rapist and calling him a sexual abuser. You know what I'm saying? He also said that despite them being proven false, they sensationalize and debunk claims about his criminal past. But Warner Brothers fired back, saying that they just used all the previous history with widely publicized history of domestic violence of previous exes, including Karrueche Tran and Rihanna. This is plenty of evidence supporting the documentary claim. Chris Brown team claimed that they spreading false narratives for clicks and fames and likes, and said they put their own profits over the truth. You know what I mean? So that was recently Warner Brothers firing back, saying, nigga, we just used everything that we seen, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We just used the shit that was in the tabloids, in the public eye, in the news and shit. That's all we doing. We ain't fabricating shit. We just putting shit out there as it came, the same way as I am doing on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about the shit that had made a headline. You know what I mean? Whether it been debunked, whether it been proven not true or whatnot, it still was very well a headline. You feel me? So this next little clip you about to see is just a little video breaking it all down about the lawsuit and the $500 million and all that, and Warner Brothers clapping back and everything that I just pretty much told you. They're gonna break it down for you. You feel me? Now this AI video got some glitches in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The AI that's reading it does some weird shit and holds her voice for a minute, and I don't know, it's weird, but you gonna hear it though. Just try to ignore that shit. The words is on the screen, you know what I mean, caption for you, you know what I'm saying, in case you get lost as the AI voice start spazzing out. I don't know what's going on with it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah though, man, you feel me? Check this clip out, talking all about the Chris Brown lawsuit with the $100 million and what Warner Brothers had to say. Fire back at Chris Brown. Check it out.
Chris Brown is suing Warner Brothers for a massive $500 million in a defamation lawsuit over their documentary, Chris Brown, A History of Violence. The R&B star claims they painted him as a serial rapist and sexual abuser, despite being given proof that their narrative was false. Warner Brothers isn't backing down, though. They're bringing receipts from Brown's past relationships with Rihanna and Karrueche Tran. Remember when Brown was arrested for assaulting Rihanna? He got 5 years probation and counseling. And don't forget Karrueche's 5-year restraining order against him in 2017. Brown's legal team argues the docuseries contains sensationalized and debunked claims about his criminal past. They're saying Warner Brothers put their own profits over the truth. The entertainment giant's lawyers fired back that there's plenty of evidence supporting their documentary, citing widely publicized reporting of Chris Brown's criminal history and violence towards women. This legal battle is getting messy, with both sides digging in their heels. Will Brown's reputation survive another public examination of his troubled past? The courts will decide.
Hate
You
me,
see, you
don't
know what I'm saying? That was Warner Brothers firing back. You feel me? Firing back at Chris Brown with what he had to say. And Warner Brothers was like, nigga, we just using the shit that we seen that everybody seen, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's all we doing. Benny the Butcher. Up next, Benny the Butcher. So Benny the Butcher dropped a surprise album coming out tomorrow, May 2nd. You know what I'm saying? Dropped a surprise one on everybody. You feel me? He was advising people to follow him in his little community that he started. You know what I'm saying? He got a number that you can text him at and be a part of this community and get notified on secret drops and shit like that, secret merch shit and shit that's gonna be exclusive to the little community that he's starting or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's dope. Benny Butcher is a dope ass fucking rapper. You know what I mean? Dropping an album tomorrow called Excelsior, which means still higher in Latin. You know what I mean? So he's dropping that shit tomorrow. We got features on it like Boldy James, Harry Fraud, got Derringer, Olsen Beats, and of course he got the Black Soprano family on the album and somebody named Primo, Premo. It is a what you call it shit, man. I know the word, man. You know what I mean? Man, it's a word where each letter means something. You feel me? I can't think of a word for that right now, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's a word, each letter means something. You know what the word is. You feel me? Go ahead and say it. I might hear you. Yeah, but he got an album coming out tomorrow, you feel me? So this next clip you're about to see is just first is a clip of him telling people about the little community he got, and then I'm gonna just go into the next video, you know what I'm saying, in the same slot. The next video of him, he went on Trick Daddy's little cooking show, you know what I'm saying? This was about, I think, a few months back, you know what I'm saying? But he went on there and he's talking about Buffalo and New York and Brian McKnight, how they don't claim him because he don't claim Buffalo, so, you know what I mean, when the name is top 5, and a whole bunch of shit. Him and Trick was sitting there cooking up, you know what I mean? If you ain't seen Trick's show, he got a little show where he cooks and shit like that and have guests on, and Benny the Butcher happened to be a guest on Trick Daddy's show. So you gonna see him introducing you, telling you about his community, and then you're gonna watch the video with him and Trick Daddy. It's pretty dope little conversation, about 5 minutes, you know what I mean? But yeah, though, shout out to Benny the Butcher, got an album dropping tomorrow. Check these videos out.
don't you?
And do me a favor, if you fuck with me, join my community. We gonna get exclusive content, exclusive music, exclusive, like, you know what I'm saying, like first offers on shit. It's the Butch, man, Black Soprano family, Griselda's own. Follow my community, let's go.
You hate me, don't you?
Upstate New York. A lot of people don't know about it, but a lot of people when they hear about New York, they thinking.
Bless.
A lot of people when they hear about New York, they thinking Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Harlem.
Right.
They don't know about them Syracuse and them Buffalo.
They don't know about
and
that.
Rochester,
Niagara Falls, you know what I'm saying? Poughkeepsie, Newburgh, you know what I mean? And it's like a different world, you know what I mean? And it's really like based on the same thing, but this is what I tell people: Buffalo is a little Midwest because we close to Cleveland,
right?
We closer to Detroit than we are to Brooklyn. So you know that's why you can hear it in our accent. But me growing up, it always like felt like New York to me because the music I listened, the music I listened to, the influence I had from the big homies who was from the hood. So
right,
you know what I mean?
And then at that time there wasn't a lot of niggas from Buffalo doing music
at all. But you know, it really was inside the city. But
they didn't let it come out.
Right.
Because you know it was hard. You know how hard it was for us in Florida, especially a Miami nigga. Only thing they wanted us to do was sell us some cocaine and put them down with 195. Bitches with the natural big asses. That's all they want to know. How much I can get the cocaine for? And we want to go to the club that closed at 5 or 6 in the morning and put us on some bitches. When we came with the music, they didn't want to hear it.
Yep.
So I had
your own shit.
I had to open the doors now, and y'all doing the same thing. And your clique is called what again?
We the Black Soprano family, but everybody know I'm from Big Griselda. Shout out Westside Gunner Conway. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out. I had Conway on the show.
Yeah, hell yeah, yep.
And you know, I've been fucking with you and him for a long time.
That's a fact.
Because you guys are stand-up guys. I think y'all was the first New York niggas that I met that wasn't yes son and God and wearing the big clothes. So I kind of vibe because when we was going to Virginia back in the day, we seen a lot of New York niggas, but they was not like upstate New York niggas. So when you say y'all was close to Detroit and y'all was close to Cleveland, Ohio, I was like, oh, now I get it.
Real shit, real
now
shit.
I get it. It was a different phase, a different time.
It's a little different. You know what
All
I'm
right,
saying?
before we do it though, top 5 in your city. Rick James. Brian McKnight. Where y'all fall at? Brazil. Y'all making a name for yourself.
I would say, I'm going Rick. I'm going Westside Gun. I'm going Conway. Then I'm going me, or you could tie us all the spots. I'm going my man, rest in peace, D Black. DJ Shay, rest in peace, DJ Shay. And it's a lot of local new talent, but we don't count Brian McKnight.
Why?
Because he be denying Buffalo. And he was one of the first ones who could stamp it.
There's a lot of niggas from here moved to other places and they doing opposite. They don't live here, but they still screaming Miami. I'm born, bred, and raised here, Dade County. I bleed that shit. I'm not going nowhere. Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, Miami Hurricane, Florida Panthers, and the Miami Marlins. Anything else uncivilized. Let's say a prayer.
Let's go. Dear Lord, we'd like to say thank you for the food that we're about to receive. We'd like to say thank you for the person that prepared this meal for us today. We'd like to say thank you for bringing Benny to our kitchen, and hope he has a great tour, prosperous tour, a fruitful tour, and a fruitful career. And I'd like to say amen.
Amen.
Y'all too?
Amen.
Yes, Lord.
Let's go.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Man, we ready, man.
Butter melted.
Y'all know it's like this all the time. This shit only gonna come out like this if the Sunday season is on it. Make sure you get your Sunday season. What it tastes like?
That thing right there. And it's lumpy. I like my mashed potatoes lumpy.
There you go.
Oh, it's real.
I don't know if you eat pork or not in half time.
I do.
I'll put some bacon in that motherfucker and change his life.
I do.
That's crazy.
Only thing I don't eat is chitlins.
You eat mermaid, don't you? What's that? Girl.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mermaid.
I got her.
I am the Daddy Dollar, CEO, president of the Eat a Booty Gang. If you ever in the Miami area, that's Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
You hate me,
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
you?
That was him kicking it with Trick Daddy Cooking Show. You know what I mean? On the cooking show, talking about Buffalo and how it was coming from Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? How many people don't really shine the light. You think of New York, you think of the Bronx, you think of Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Think of all them major boroughs. You know what I'm saying? Staten Island, you feel me? Buffalo ain't really mentioned, you know what I'm saying, with the forefront. You feel me? But definitely Griselda, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, and the West Side Gun have definitely kicked that dough in. You know what I'm saying? And put Buffalo on the map. You feel me? I didn't even know Brian McKnight was from there. You know what I'm saying? Until he said it on the show. You feel me? We don't claim Brian McKnight. Shit, he don't be claiming Buffalo. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Pardon this interruption. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you ain't hit that subscribe button, go on and hit that shit right now. You know what I mean? At this particular moment and time in the middle of the video, now's your time to hit that subscribe button. You feel me? Hit the like button. Go ahead and comment on what you think or what you might think about something that I'm saying. Comment on it. You feel me? Hit that comment. You know what I mean? Hit that comment button. Leave your little comment. I'll definitely see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But hit that subscribe button. No, tell somebody about it. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already. You know what I'm saying? What you waiting for? You know what I mean? And tell somebody about this shit so somebody else can watch this shit too. And remember to share this shit also. Put this shit on your social media and all that shit. You know what I mean? Let's get back to the episode. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Benny the Butcher got an album coming out tomorrow, May 2nd, called The Excelsior. You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout for that. Quavo also unveiled, you know what I mean, some new shit that he got coming also. You know what I'm saying? He got some shit that he put out on Instagram, put a little trailer out. Got a little trailer of him wrapping up some throwaway phones. Dope boy phones is what he called it, is what the name of the song is. So it shows him wrapping them up like they are some meat, and he's at the meat department. And he putting some saran wrap. Even got the little white tray and put a little sticker on there. You know what I'm saying? It looked like it got the weight and the price and shit. You know, when you weigh up fish or whatnot at the grocery store, that's what it looked like. He wrapping up the Dope Boy Phones. You feel me? Him and Takeoff. I believe it's a collab album and not just a single, but this is the single that he is releasing, I believe, tomorrow, also May 2nd. You know what I'm saying? Him and Takeoff is doing collab album together, and he unveiled it with this little clip that I'm going to show you here. Now, mind you, in this clip, he got the song playing. You know what I'm saying? Dope Boy Phone. You feel me? Dope Boy Phone, Dope Boy Phone, Dope Boy Phone. Now, if you can just imagine that and say that 100 times, that's about how the song goes. That's what he got playing. So I say that to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to mute that. You feel me? And I'm going to turn my beat up in the background that you hear in the background now. I'm going to turn that up. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to hear my beat and you're going to see what he's doing as far as him wrapping up the Dope Boy Phones in the rapper, putting the sticker on it. And then he took a picture. And that picture is the cover art for the single. Check this clip out.
Don't you?
As you see, you know what I'm saying? That was him sitting down, wrapping it up, and then got stood over it and took that pic, and that pic is the cover art. I thought that was pretty dope to see as far as putting the trailer out for the album. You know what I mean? Definitely seen you put that together and seen you actually take the actual pic of the cover art of what is going to be the cover art. I thought that was pretty innovative, immersive. You know what I'm saying? That was letting us in on, you know what I mean, putting the cover art together and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was a dope little trailer to drop their new song or their new album coming. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was something that definitely grabbed the people's attention. You know what I'm saying? And pointed them and gravitated people towards listening to that album when it dropped. In other news, Ice Spice, you know what I mean? So Ice Spice has been out here fucking with Sauce Gardner. You know what I mean? The wide receiver for the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Sauce himself out here fucking with Ice Spice. You feel me? They had a bunch of rumors going around that they was fucking with each other. You feel me? But now it's definitely been some like official. You know what I'm saying? Now they had posted this pic that you see here of them in a bathroom, what it looks like, and you can clearly see there is a box of tampons in front of them. You can see in the mirror there. So I don't know if this is her bathroom or it's his bathroom and she brought shit over there to spend the night. She brought her good spend the night bag. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely see the tampons in the pic with them two in the bathroom in the mirror that you see on the screen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, so yeah, a lot of people was coming up. A lot of people had rumors and shit about this shit. And a lot of people was coming up with the names and shit like Sauce Spice and Icy Sauce and Ice Sauce and all this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Same shit they did with the Swifties. You know what I'm saying? With Taylor Swift and her dude, the dude that's on Kansas City. You can't think of Travis Kelce. You know what I'm saying? Same thing they did with them. You feel me? Swift, Kelce, Swift, the Swifty, whatever the case may be. You know how the people is. They combine the shit. Oh, they dating each other. Let's combine their names type shit. You know, people be motherfucking bored. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, this next little clip you're about to see is just a video breaking it all down. You know what I'm saying? And this here also has some glitches in the AI. As a matter of fact, I think this one is the one with the glitches and shit in the AI. You know what I'm saying? Not the one I was talking about before, but this one here definitely got some glitches in the AI. You know what I'm saying? As to what I was talking about before. Might not have been that video when I was talking about it, but it's definitely this one. I put it in my note. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean? Let me just show you that though. You feel me? Let me show you real quick. You know what I'm saying? I definitely put it in my notes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see that. You feel me? But yeah, you see that? With some glitches in it. With some glitches in the AI. You feel me? Just wanted to show you all that transparency. I definitely wrote that down. You feel me? So yeah, bear with the little glitch that goes on. But yeah, this is a little video talking about Sauce Gardner and Ice Spice and how they are officially together now, as they saying. Check it out.
Gardner and Ice Spice are basically dating at this point, and fans are already creating couple names like Saucy Ice and Spicy Sauce. The New York Jets star cornerback just dropped new photos on Instagram featuring Ice Spice and his Matty Gray Rolls Royce Cullinan 79 sending the invoice inankine slide that into a frenzy by Chris to meet, but while the pics aren't super lovey-dovey, they're either standing apart or walking away from each other. Ice Spice commented one underneath, which could be referencing his jersey number, or calling him her number one. This isn't their first public appearance together. They've been spotted at a mall riding an escalator, attending Drusky's Could Have Been Love premiere party, the Vanity Fair party, and Ice even showed up at a Jets game last season. They also appeared together on LeBron's show The Shop last April. Fans in Gardner's comments are either shipping them hard with comments like mom and dad, or jokingly upset that he's stealing their girl. At this point, everyone's just waiting for them to make it official. The New York power couple seems inevitable. A star NFL cornerback and one of hip-hop's hottest artists, both representing the Big Apple. All that's missing is the official announcement.
You know what I'm saying? That was them breaking it all down, showing you picking all that in the little video, breaking it down. Ice Spice and Sauce Gardner is definitely a item now. You feel me? So shout out to them and they newly found a romance. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, that's everything today. You know what I'm saying? That's everything for today. Feel me? That's all the topics I have for the day. 4 little quick topics. You know what I mean? Not a lot of information in today's episode. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff that's right along the surface. Not too deep. You feel me? Not too much to talk about on each little topic. You know what I'm saying? Just give my little closing thoughts on each of these topics. You feel me? Damn, but I dropped some coffee on my shit or something. Man, there's a wet spot on my shit. But yeah, you know what I mean? So closing thoughts though, you know what I mean? So closing thoughts, Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying, suing Warner Brothers for 500 M's. That's a whole lot of motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot of bread. He's suing them folks for defamation, claiming that they putting false shit out there on him. You know what I'm saying? It's in this documentary. Now, you ain't gonna get granted no 500 M's, Chris. Let's just keep it real. They're not finna grant you $500 million and you are Chris Brown. It's just not happening. You might see some money, but they ain't granting you 500 M's, my dog. You not gonna get that. That's for sure. Definitely not getting $500 million. You know what I mean? Especially if they are firing back at you, saying that, nigga, we just using the shit that we seen, my nigga. We just using the shit that was publicized, widely, highly publicized. We seen it all, just like everybody else, and that's the only shit that we using in the documentary. We ain't falsifying nothing or changing narratives or none of that. So I don't really know if he has a case for real. You know what I mean? Benny the Butcher announced a surprise album, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Dropped a surprise album. Surprise everybody. You know what I mean? It's coming out tomorrow type shit. He announced that shit this week. Also along with his community that he got. You know what I mean? Coming out. You know what I'm saying? A little community Texas number and all that shit. Get invited to exclusive shit. You know what I'm saying? But I fuck with Benny the Butcher. I'm hyped to hear his album. I'm still hyped to hear Vinny Paz's goddamn album, which ain't been released on Apple Music yet. Motherfuckers, what the fuck is going on with that? I've been waiting on that shit and it ain't on streaming platform yet. At least it ain't on Apple Music. Vinny P. I'm waiting on that to drop on Apple Music, my nigga. But yeah, Benny the Butcher got an album coming out. I think that shit is dope. I love Benny the Butcher. I think he one of the dopest artists out here. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. My last little thoughts on Quavo. You know what I'm saying? Quavo got his new album, got a new little collab album with Takeoff coming. I think that shit is gonna be fucking dope. Takeoff was one of the dopest ones of them, but they all will tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Offset and Quavo will tell you that Takeoff was the actual rapper. You feel me? He was the rapper. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that rapped. He was the one that took rap serious. He's the one that really did that shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. I think the album gonna be dope as fuck. Quavo and Takeoff. You know what I mean? I think the shit gonna be lit. Ice Spice out here dating Sauce Gardner. I don't have too much to say on that besides congratulations. You know what I mean? Shit. Y'all both celebrities. Y'all both rich as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if it don't work, it ain't gonna be hard for neither one of you motherfuckers to be hooked up with somebody new in the next 10 hours. You know what I mean? So, but shout out to y'all if y'all found love though. You feel me? Shout out to Sauce Gardner and Ice Spice linking up for the spices and ice and spiciness and shit. Shout out to y'all, your relationship. You feel me? But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? This has been episode 237. That was my little closing thoughts. You feel me? My little closing thoughts on each of these topics. You know what I'm saying? So today, we talked about Chris Brown and how he is suing Warner Brothers for $500 million. Saying that they lying on him. One of the brothers said, we ain't doing nothing but using the shit that the whole world seen, my nigga. Ain't nobody lying on you. We are telling facts exactly as you lived it, dog. We touched on Being the Butcher. Being the Butcher got an album coming out tomorrow, got a surprise album. He surprised everybody and said that this shit was dropping tomorrow called Excelsior, which means still higher in the Latin language. We also touched on Quavo, got a new little album. He unveiled some shit he got coming with Takeoff tomorrow, also dropping tomorrow. Dope Boy Phones is what the song is called, and I believe this is a song that's off of a collab album that he got dropping, coming with some Takeoff music that we ain't heard. And we touched on Ice Spice and Sauce Gardner out here finding romance and love and finding a fire under or between them, and they have kindled up and became an item. But yeah, that's everything we went over today for episode 237. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I mean? You could be doing anything you wanted to do in this world as a free person, as a free son, as a daughter, a mother, as a wife, a husband, as an uncle, as an auntie, as a little brother, or older brother. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you may have been, and if you got pets that sit there with you and you are watching Kons podcast, whether your pet be a dog, whether you got a pet goat, whether you got a pet worm, a pet ant, whether you have a pet bearded dragon, whether you got a pet snake, a pet python, whether you got a pet cobra, a boa constrictor, whoever it may be, a pet pit bull, you know what I'm saying? Whether whoever your animal is, if they got eyes on Kons podcast along with you watching it, I definitely fucks with them, like you see my nigga scrolling up the screen, saluting you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This has been episode 237. You know what I'm saying? Please share this content. You know what I mean? Drop the link somewhere. You know what I mean? Wherever it is that there's people at, whether it be your text group messages with your fam, whether it be your text group messages with your job, you know what I mean? Bunch of coworkers, drop my link in that motherfucker. Let your coworkers know about Kons podcast. You know what I'm saying? And tell them that I post Monday through motherfucking Friday. You know what I mean? You go get some content. Constant motherfucking content from Con, you know what I mean? For sure, Monday through Friday, you're going to get the updates and the news and all that. Let them know, you know what I mean? Let them know about this podcast, you know what I'm saying? Also, drop this link in your Facebook groups, in your messenger groups, wherever you at, where there's people. Drop the link, you know what I mean? Where there is digital people, you know what I'm saying? Drop the link in that motherfucker, you feel me? Let somebody know about Con's podcast, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This has been episode 237, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Now listen to this slapping ass beat that you hear getting louder, creeping up in the background. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and peep this slapping ass beat and read these credits with some more recap on today's episode, along with my commentary and closing thoughts on each topic, along that you gonna see in the credits. Check them out.
You hate me, don't you? 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 You me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?